Welcome back to my channel. My name is Crystal Francis, and today I'll do the intro to my new series, How to Curate Your Own Personal Makeup Brush Collection. Let's get started. So, you have all of these influencers that are putting out new brushes all the time, and they have 8 brush set and 10 brush set, and my brushes are the best brushes and they're the only ones that you need. And okay, so this is true for them because they have curated those brushes themselves. They know which brushes and which brush shapes work best for them. But not all brushes work the same for everyone else. Everybody doesn't hold their brush the same. Everybody doesn't apply the makeup the same. So, using and having makeup brushes is just like anything else in makeup. It's very personal. But I also think that having a really good makeup brush set, a luxury makeup brush set even, will elevate your makeup game. You can't even imagine how important a good set of brushes is to your makeup application. I always compare it to like an oil painter, okay? An oil painter, their number one used tool is their brushes. So if they don't have the right kind of brushes, they're not going to be able to create what they need to create on canvas. It's not going to look right. If you watched my last Quick Tip Tuesday, my quick tip was don't go out and buy a big expensive, $300 makeup brush set, because you may only use one of those brushes. You may only like one. And then you've spent $300 or $400 on a set of brushes that you don't even use. Not cool. So my tip is purchase an inexpensive brush set like Wet n Wild's 17-piece essential brush set, which I have right here. And find your favorite brush shapes that do the jobs that you need done. And then take those brushes and go buy more luxury brand brushes. You don't need that many brushes. The 17-piece collection will give you a bunch of shapes to play with so that you can find your favorite shapes. But I was talking to my bestie a few weeks ago, and she made me understand that she had no idea how to curate her own brush set. And that made me realize that a lot of you probably don't either. That's the importance of this video. In each video in the series, I'm going to focus on one brush shape and tell you all the many uses of that brush shape. And then you can use that brush shape in all those many ways and see how you like it best, if you like it, and if you don't. And if you don't use that brush. If you do, then you go over to BK Beauty or some other brush company that has really good luxurious brushes, and you buy that same shape brush. I'm suggesting Now, this is not sponsored. I suggest the Wet n Wild Essential Brush Set, the 17-piece brush set, and I will link it in the description box below. They're really good brushes. They're really soft. They're not pokey. They have a lot of different shapes, and I can't remember. They're like $20 or $30. Really inexpensive for 17 brushes. And they also have a little ergonomic little spot there. By the way, this face is a full face of Wet n Wild and done with all Wet n Wild makeup brushes and eyelash curler. So all tools except Beauty Blender. I will link that video in the description box below also if you want to know how I got this face of makeup. If you want, you can look at the 17-piece Wet n Wild makeup brush collection as sort of an add-on to this like class. That way, when I show you a foundation brush, you can go, oh, okay, this brush, I have that brush. Okay, what can I do with this foundation brush? Well, this is my example for today. This brush is, like I said, it's a foundation brush. It's a paddle brush. Okay, so you can see it. The purpose is to apply foundation in this sort of a manner. Okay. And a lot of people do use foundation brushes like that. But that's not how I use a foundation brush. This brush will never see foundation. Never. Never, ever, ever. No, my favorite thing to do with foundation brush is highlight. So you can highlight here like so. Okay. You can put highlight right here and kind of, and then you can run it up and down the nose. You can put it on the end of the nose, create a little Rudolph situation. You can do your Cupid's bow, but it's flat enough that you can also kind of really get in there and really define. You can do the top of the chin here, or like I like to do, I have my grandfather's cleft chin, and so I put some shadow in there and then a little highlight to bring that out, and then highlight here and highlight here, highlight up this way. You can highlight underneath the brow bone. You can highlight over here, but I suggest bronzer. This is the beginning as to how to use your brushes and what shapes do what things. So that way, if you have this brush set, then you'll be able to have each brush that I talk about, and you'll be able to grab that brush shape and use it for all the things that I suggest, and then you can find out what shapes you like best for doing whatever jobs, and then you can go buy those brushes from a luxury company, and then you will have your own personally curated by you makeup brush set that's a luxury brush set, and it will be absolutely the best purchase that you will have made for your makeup application, repertoire, all the things. So yes, there are many things that you can do with your makeup brushes. It doesn't always have to be whatever's written on the handle. I don't recommend e.l.f. brushes. They are inexpensive, but they are pokey, which is why I recommend these Wet n Wild brushes. This brush set even includes stippling brushes. See how it's flat? And it's got two different lengths of hair. See that? It's a stippling brush. And it's used for blush or bronzer or highlight or foundation. This one has a smaller stippling brush. See here? So really, this one would be more for foundation. This one would be more for blush and bronzer and whatever. Maybe you want to use a flat paddle brush for a foundation brush instead of highlight. Anyway, so this brush set it's got all kinds of face brushes, and this isn't all of them. I'm just grabbing a handful. It's got many eyeshadow brushes to choose from. So you can choose your own shapes to do your makeup the way you like to do it, the way that makes you feel beautiful. And then once you find your favorite shapes, go to a more expensive makeup brush company and buy your brushes from them individually. There's Anissa, there's BK Beauty, there's the new Singe Beauty, there's Refer brushes. Refer brushes are supposed to be good. I don't know. I don't have any. I'm curating my own brush set right now. For those of you that don't know, when I moved into this new place that I'm at here, I had to throw away all my makeup brushes. So now I'm curating an entirely new set for myself. And this is what I'm doing for myself. You see, I have the 17-piece makeup brush collection. The other thing I will say, as a YouTuber, I have purchased, there's a lot more brushes in it, but I've purchased this makeup brush set from Wet n Wild that it's got these fancy orange crystals in the handle, and it's got some different shaped brushes and things, but mostly the same. I bought a set of Morphe brushes that are eyeshadow brushes. Let's see, there's more. I'm just showing you a few. And I bought a set of Jaclyn Hill and Morphe eye brushes. That's just a few. To try out those brushes. Because I'm a YouTuber, not because I think you need to buy a lot of brush sets. Because I'm looking for new brushes and curating my own brush set. As an influencer, I think it's important that I buy several brush sets and review them while I'm doing this now, while I'm curating my own brush set. But I will say, if I were not an influencer, I wouldn't have bought those brush sets. You guys don't need to review brush sets and stuff, and I don't see another time where I will need to buy a bunch of brush sets to review them. Later on down the road, brush sets may come out, and they may or may not be gifted in PR. I don't get PR right now, but they may or may not be gifted in PR. And if they are, or if I think that they have really interesting brushes, I may decide to review them. But purely honestly, this is the way I'm curating my own personal brush collection. I'm refiguring out the shapes that I prefer for doing what jobs I prefer. And then I will buy more luxurious makeup brushes once I figure out what those shapes are. I do want to mention this brush. This is a NYX brush. It says NYX, upside down. NYX Professional Makeup. And that's all it says on it. And then it's got this little plasticky situation. I will say, this is a new shape that I haven't seen except in the Anissa and BK Beauty sets. This is the little paw shaped brush where they're shorter down here and longer here, longer on this side and shorter on this side. And a lot of people are using them for blush, bronzer, foundation. I was able to get my hands on a few, so I will be trying this one out. The NYX, I've never tried any of their brushes, but this is an interesting shape. And so I'm going to be trying it out as well. And seeing what all the fuss is. And then if I like the shape brush, then I will buy another one from Anissa or BK Beauty or somewhere a little more expensive. So now you know exactly how I personally curate my own private, personal makeup brush collection. And you can too. And we can do it together. If you purchase the Wet n Wild Essential Brush Collection, then when I do the individual brushes in my series, you'll be able to work with those brushes and see how you like those shapes along with me. And I think that would be really fun. So I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Like and subscribe if you learned anything. Love you. Bye.